There are moments in life when we wait for certainty before moving. We want guarantees, clear outcomes, perfect timing, absolute confidence. But life does not always unfold that way. Sometimes clarity arrives quietly, not as complete certainty, but as an internal signal that slowly becomes strong enough to follow. I think many people have experienced this. A feeling that something needs to change, a quiet knowing that a season is ending, an inner pull toward a different direction, a growing awareness that remaining the same may cost more than moving forward. And yet externally, the full picture may still be unclear. That space can feel uncomfortable because we are often taught to trust only what we can fully explain, predict, measure, or guarantee. But some forms of knowing emerge differently. Through intuition, through embodied experience, through accumulated sensing, through discernment, through nervous system attunement, through spiritual resonance. Sometimes the body notices before the mind fully understands. And slowly over time, the internal signal strengthens. Not perfectly, not loudly, not always logically, but steadily. I think many meaningful life movements begin this way. A difficult conversation, leaving an environment, beginning a healing journey, starting over again, creating something new, protecting your peace, choosing rest, changing direction, trusting yourself again. Not because certainty arrived, but because remaining still no longer felt aligned. And perhaps wisdom is not always knowing exactly how things will unfold. Perhaps wisdom is learning how to listen deeply enough to recognize when the internal signal has become strong enough to move. And even then, movement does not require recklessness. We can move thoughtfully, gently, responsibly, with observation, with flexibility, with room to recalibrate if needed. Because life itself is often an unfolding process. And perhaps healing, growth, and meaningful change are not built upon perfect certainty. Perhaps they are built upon learning to trust ourselves a little more each time we listen honestly. Sometimes clarity does not arrive as certainty. Sometimes the internal signal simply becomes strong enough to move. If this resonates with you, you can find more reflections at silentmedicine.com/reflections and podcast conversations at silentmedicine.com/podcast.